Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first day of trading in 2022. How's everybody doing? Hope you had a great weekend. I feel we had 4 days off here. I feel like I'm rejuvenated, so ready to go. All right, so, well, good morning, Julie. Happy New Year. So the futures are up a little bit. I think for the bulls, you're always happy to see that. For those that are holding a bunch of bearish charts, you're probably not so happy to see that. A good rule of thumb is don't short in a bullish market. That doesn't mean there's not going to be shorts out there. There's going to be charts failing all over the place. But a good rule of thumb is don't short a bullish market, and we're still bullish. However, however is probably a poor word. I think everybody is scared to death how high we are. So that creates this kind of a chop thing going on. But when you wake up here on this Monday morning, and you see the futures up, you know, you can't deny that this chart right now at this moment is extremely bullish. That's a beautiful chart here in the SPY. We've got a nice rally to the upside. Let's get that rally going. Nice rally here. We've got a beautiful pullback. We've got a, based on the pre-market candle, we've got a little morning star formation building here. Wow, that's a beautiful chart. So, you know, if there's two things in 2022 I think are that are important. One is pay attention to the trend. Don't try to predict. You know, so the feds might raise rates. Okay. John, good morning, John. John just says we're bullish until we're not. John nailed it. I mean, you know, rates going up, inflation going up, that could be horrible for the market. Honestly, I don't know that as a fact. I don't know that as a fact. And, you know, all this yik yak and trying to predict, oh my gosh, things are going to be horrible. That is a very bullish chart right now. Now, I will say by the end of the day, all kinds of things can happen. By the end of the day, today's candle could look like this. It could. But you can't predict that. It just goes nowhere. It doesn't work. So I'm going to have to remain bullish till it's no longer bullish. Thanks, John. John nailed it. We be bullish until we not. Simple as that. So be careful shorting a bullish market. All right, let's take a look at SOFI here. I kind of like SOFI. We've got a nice little bottom put in here. I like the idea that the bottom has come down, up, down, and that's building that bottom, constructing it in there. And then all of a sudden we get this nice, bullish, beautiful candle, and then we get a little rest inside that candle right there. So we're going to look at that right there, okay? Now, I know there's a whole ton of people, and myself included, that might be a little nervous. You know what? Let's take this off. That might be a little nervous, say, through this area right here. And let's extend that out. There we go. And that's okay. Excuse me, by the way. Apologize. You know, when we look at these charts, it's not that this is the buy area. You don't have to buy it here. If you feel you're better off as a trader to buy it up here above 1865, there's nothing wrong with that. I think when we look at a chart, we should, you know, take in consideration that's what we're looking for. We're looking to get back up to these highs, not some little whip, beep, you know, make a buck and be done. Look for that. Now, I'm not saying, and believe me, you guys all know this, I'm not the guy that's going to buy this and hold it till it gets way up here to 24. I'm not that guy. But I also realize I don't have to buy it here. If I don't like it here, if the market one, is not in my favor. And if I don't have the right setup, which right now it is looking like the right setup, then I may buy it or may not, or I may decide to wait till we get up all over this stuff here. These moving averages is what I'm seeing here, and then a little bit of price action that might get in the way. So keep that in mind. When we're looking at charts, it's not about the beep, beep, little bit of a, pop, pop. That's not what we're doing. I just don't feel that there's money to be made in that. So we need to look at the charts, see that path up here to higher moves, and then look at this whole area as your possible trading playground up there. Sorry, I got kind of carried away on that one. I'll speed this up. MRO, I think, is still setting up. Let's just put things in order. One, I want the market in my favor. So far it is that. I want the Trendicator to be in my favor. So far it is that. I want to see a bit of consolidation, a 3/8 trap, a pullback, that sort of thing. This happens to be a pop out of the box as well. That's in my favor. So this becomes a possible buy. I'm looking at moving up here to 2170, which means I have plenty time to buy this. If I feel that it's best to be bought when the time comes above this 1750, I can do that. Ford is looking good here. Now, I know a lot of people in the room Friday and maybe Thursday too bought some Ford in here, and it's looking fantastic. Once again, we want the market in our favor. We want the Trendicator in our favor. We want some sort of chart pattern, and that's what we have here. A flag. Let's see here. Let's put this rally in there. A rally, a flag, 3/8 trap. Trading is not hard. We get in our own way when it comes to trading, all of us. ATVI. Get ATVI here. So let's draw on this one a little bit. There it went. So here's a nice little rally up. Here's our little pullback. And then here's your Trendicator trending. If you're a buyer above the T line, that makes all the sense in the world. Nice little 3/8 trap. That's simple. As far as targets go, simplest thing in the world. I'm actually going to start here. There we go. Connect up to this high. That might be the first target area. And that might be a good target area, but it's also an area where price might wiggle around a little bit. And then we break out here. There's the gap fill up there. And then we've got the 200 period moving average and the dotted deuce that are always popular as well. Pin. Look at pin. Let's look at pin. Let me get my pin out. Speaking of pin. So there's a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder right there. Now I look at pin. I know a lot of people itching. There's medicine for that, by the way, to get into pin right now. You don't have to get into pin right now. We can wait till pin proves itself even more. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm okay with getting into pin here. I mean, somebody got in Friday. Whoops. Wanted to make that green. Somebody got in Friday or Thursday. That makes sense. Even on the doji here Wednesday, maybe. That makes sense. I get it if that type of trading works for you. Otherwise, let's just wait for a little breakout here. Let it prove it can get through the construction. Houses are built. Let's see, how can I do this? Houses are built with a foundation. And from that foundation, we put walls in like that. And then we put a roof. Whoops. Then we're going to put a roof on. But it all starts with this foundation. Let the foundation get put in first. And that's what this is, the foundation. If we're looking at pin here, back up, and maybe it can go back up here. I can't predict that it can. I just know that the stock market generally runs uphill. Otherwise, it would not be at the numbers that it's currently at. If the stock market constantly ran in downhill, well, we'd have a lot cheaper prices. But that's not what it does. Now, the stock market does pull back, but it seems like over the years, it continually goes uphill. Well, we should look at stocks the same way. And if Penn has been here before, believe me, Penn wants to be back up here. The folks in charge of Penn, they want Penn to be back up here. So they're working their hardest to get it there. Now it's just up to us to follow that chart and follow that price action and trade it accordingly. Real simple for areas we might have a little concern. I see a little line right here where we have a bit of battle between the buyers and sellers. That's also the 50-period moving average. Let's come up here. That makes sense right through this area, these lows, this high, and that's close to the 200-period moving average. That makes sense. And then maybe up here. We're not putting targets up there like, well, that's where it's going. I'm going to buy it and leave for 6 months and not look at it. We're going to trade price, but this gives us that visual path to profits is what it does. Look at FCX. Beautiful 3/8 trap. Let's take this right here. Look at that. So on FCX, nice little top right here. We come back down. We construct that bottom right in here. And then we rally up. Here's a nice little pullback. Now what we do is we wait for the buyers. We don't try to predict it's going to turn. We don't try to guess. We don't, oh, I'm buying it, just because. We wait. We wait for those bulls. So let's let those bulls get in there. And if the bulls do this, this is where we're looking for it to go, up into these areas, which means you don't have to be a hero and jump on, the guessing game. And tuck yourself in behind those buyers, just like that. So let's wait for that. Outside of that, that's a beautiful chart. Rally up, pull back above the T-line, 3/8 trap, testing the breakout here. Beautiful. Great bottom. Terrific chart. By the way, I can talk this chart up. I mean, it's a beautiful chart, but it doesn't mean that it's going to rock. That's not what that means. Especially new, if you've been trading for a bit, you know that. New traders, they wake up one morning and they say, hey, I'm going to be a stock trader, and this is so easy. And it is. It is easy. We get in our own way, but it's just, you just can't buy willy-nilly. You've got to let those buyers get in there and make sense of that chart. And it takes a little time. And this is for some of the new traders. It takes time. Don't lose your money. Don't lose your money. ON. ON. Here's another chart that broke out, has pulled back. We're testing that top, a nice little flag, 3/8 trap. So let's wait for the buyers to step in. There's nothing about the current candle, which this is pre-market candle, but there's nothing about that candle that says buy it. Nothing at all. Let the buyers step back in. See what happened here? You had buyers, but and then you had this doji here, and that's not a buy signal to me. Here's the buy signal, right? Well, let's change colors now. There's the buy signal. Let the buyers step in and then work with the buyers. Baba. Man, I'll tell you, I catch crap on this one. Anytime I put a Chinese stock out there, I catch crap. Believe me, I get emailed. I get on YouTube, people mention, aren't you afraid? No, I'm not afraid. I'm trading the chart. And if the chart turns rotten, get out of it. This is not a buy till it breaks out. So here's a nice big candle, nice big bullish candle. Here's a nice big bullish candle. We pulled back. Here we're testing this area right here. And Now I'm going to put it here. So we hit the bottom, we come back up, and now we consolidate. Any other time, everybody's frothing at the mouth looking at this. But because it's in Chinese stock, everybody's all worried. Number one, remember, you never have to trade a chart. So if you don't like Chinese charts, don't trade Chinese charts. Me, I trade the chart pattern. Don't care about the news. Trade the chart pattern. When I see the buyers start to break out of this construction, remember, all houses, all buildings have a foundation. Let the foundation get created, and then we'll trade from the foundation up. So what happens is you know, we get a little energetic, we get a little excited, oh man, I'm going to catch this down here at the bottom, when it hasn't even told us yet that it's ready to go higher. Construction is not a sign that it's ready to go higher. It's ready to go higher when you see the walls start to go up on the construction. And from here, now we can trade the typical type chart pattern. This is what they do. Go look at any chart you want to. Up, consolidate, and what was it what John said? It's a trend until it's not. So when it breaks that trend and we do something like this, it's not. There we go. All right. Woo! I'm fired up. A little too much coffee. Got up a little too early this morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 2022. Protect your money. Remember to take profits. And let's have some fun this year. You guys take care. Thanks. I'll be back in about 20 minutes. See ya.